Minutes of meeting of the Township Committee, September 19, 2016. The notice requirements provided for the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Star Ledger, the Independent, and the Trooper Times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building, and finally with the Township Clerk on January 7, 2016. Committeeman Sell.
Here.
Committeewoman Murray.
Here.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Here.
Mayor Sharpler.
Here.
Please rise for the pledge.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor our troops serving worldwide, defending our constitutions, freedoms, and way of life. Thank you. First on tonight's agenda, we have certificates of appreciation and proclamations. We have a proclamation declaring September 2016 as National Alcohol and Drug Addiction Recovery Month. Our next item, we have the proclamation declaring September 24th, 2016 as Middletown Day, also to be noted for the record. And our proclamation recognizing September 2016 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. At this time, I'd like to invite Hannah Rose Gorsegner to please come forward.
I have to give you a little bit of the background here. Hannah came into my office about 2 weeks ago, I guess, right? And I don't do this for many people. I've been wearing this ever since. And I was astonished at the level of knowledge and the passion that she has for this important topic. And there's a good reason. It's very close to home for Hannah. Because her sister had a Natalie Grace, I guess that's you, right, sweetie? And Natalie Grace had gone through a very difficult time with cancer and cancer. They're a big part of this. And it was just amazing. Hannah showed me a video that she had made and told me everything they're doing. And I'm looking at this young child who is speaking more eloquently and more knowledgeably than many adults that you run into. And just amazed. My wife had come into the office too at the same time, so she got a chance to see it rather than me relaying everything I heard and saw it. And I was just really moved by it. I know I'm going to be attending the fundraiser October 6th, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so I still remember that. And it was really very inspirational seeing a young lady at this age, you know, so serious, but, you know, with a smile on her face and really wanting to do good things for her sister and other children like her. So it was really a great thing. With that, I'm going to read the proclamation, and I think it may have changed up a little bit from what you gave me, but it's pretty much all there. Whereas cancer kills more children than AIDS, asthma, diabetes, cystic fibrosis, and congenital anomalies, and whereas incidence of invasive cancers is up 29% in the past 20 years, but funding for pediatric cancer research has gone down every year since 2003. And whereas 1 in 5 of our nation's children will die from their disease, from a secondary cancer or from complications from treatments. And whereas more than 40,000 children undergo treatment for cancer each year. And whereas in the past 25 years, the FDA has initially approved only 3 new drugs for any childhood cancer. And whereas of all the federal government funds given to the National Cancer Institute, only 4% goes to all childhood cancer research, compared to 96% given to the adult cancer research. And whereas infinite love for kids fighting cancer is dedicated to education and mobilizing people about the critical need for funding for pediatric cancer research. And whereas less than 5% of the federal government's total funding for cancer research is dedicated to childhood cancers, and only about 3% of the funds raised for the National Cancer Institute go directly to pediatric cancer research. Now therefore, I, Mayor Jerry Schaffenberger, and the Middletown Township Committee do hereby proclaim September 2016 and each September going forward as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Middletown Township in order to help raise awareness of pediatric cancer and its victims. Now, you promised me you were going to say a little something to fill in all that I missed. Yeah, you know what? You can take the mic. And you're right.
Thank you, Mayor, for presenting me with this proclamation tonight. It's a real honor. I'd like to start by reading a poem written by my friend Juliana Eagle, who died 3 years ago tomorrow. From Ewing sarcoma, she was only 12 years old. The Ride by Juliana Eagle. It is a long road, a very, very long road, but I will take the ride. God is in the driver's seat, I have no control, but I will take the ride. It may hurt, the ground may tremble, my own body may fight against me, but for all is not lost. For there is good, a light, a bright one at the end, and I will glow. I wish this never happened to me, but I am strong, so however long it will take, I will take the ride. I hate that Juliana is not here with us tonight. Kids deserve more money for funding. Kids deserve a chance at life. Childhood cancer is the #1 disease killer of kids in the U.S., but yet it's the most underfunded. When my sister Natalie was in treatment, it was hard to see her in pain. I used to come home from school not having Natalie or my mom or dad being home. I would wonder what was wrong and when they were coming back. As hard as everything was, I wanted to help. So I would try to help my mom and Natalie, especially by making her laugh and smile when she was sick. I'm also called Natalie Whisperer. I also like to help my mommy with all of her fundraisers, selling cakes, opening mail, washing cars. I'll do anything to help. 2 summers ago, I came up with the idea to shave my head as a way to honor my sister and all the kids fighting cancer. And I thought I could help my mommy raise money for childhood cancer research too. Since then, I've been shaving my head every year, and will do it again this September 29th. Even though I might get teased again, I want to be brave just like my friends who are fighting cancer. I want to stand with them. When I met the mayor, I told him my family story. My favorite quote is the Martin Luther King Jr., and it goes like this. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. We need to move forward in our fight against cancer. There have only been 3 new drugs developed for any childhood cancer in the past 25 years. We kids deserve better. And I'm going to do whatever I can to help, but I need you too. One way to help is by coming to our fundraiser on October 6th at Included in Long Branch. Please take home one of our flyers, which is being passed around by Natalie. It has all the information about buying tickets. And if you want some happiness, visit my page called Happiness with Anna. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
This we didn't know about. I thought Natalie was so lucky to have a big sister like you. And we grew up with a special certificate from the mayor and the township committee just for you, just to recognize all of the things you've done and all the great works and wishes you did for your little sister. You know what? I think that's why she was so good. It was everything you've done for her.
Thank you.
So this certificate was awarded to you, Hannah Rose Gorsegner, in recognition of your admirable commitment to raising awareness about childhood cancer and collecting critically needed funds for research. You are an inspiration to the community. Keep up the good work and the best of luck in all your future endeavors. And that's from Mayor Schaffenberger and the National Committee.
Thank you so much.
There you go. Okay, we have a thing to get this part of the day. Thanks. All right.
Our next item on tonight's meeting, we have approval of minutes for June 20th, 2016 executive session and August 15th, 2016 regular meeting.
Move for adoption. Second.
Committeeman South.
Yes.
Committeewoman Murray.
Yes.
Committeeman San Marino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Yes.
Mayor Schaffner.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve the minutes. Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have public hearing of proposed ordinances. Our first ordinance, 2016-3180, an ordinance amending the zoning map within Chapter 16 of the Code of the Township of Middletown entitled Planning and Development Regulations to rezone certain properties at Block 605 from B2 to R22 zone classifications.
Are there any members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance number 2016-3180? Seeing no members of the public come forward, move to close the public portion and move for adoption. Second.
Committeeman Rousseau.
Yes.
Committeewoman Murray.
Yes.
Committeeman San Marino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Yes.
Mayor Schaffner.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve this ordinance on second and final reading. Our next ordinance for public hearing, we have 2016-3181, an ordinance authorizing the vacation of a portion of Atlantic Avenue within the Township of Middletown, Monmouth County, New Jersey.
Are there any members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance number 2016-3181? Seeing no members of the public come forward, move to close the public portion and move for adoption.
Is there a second? Committeeman Rousseau.
Yes.
Committeewoman Murray.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Yes.
Mayor Schaffner.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt this ordinance on second and final reading. Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have a consent agenda, which would include resolutions 16-217 through 16-228 and item 8M.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Committeeman Rousseau.
Yes.
Committeewoman Murray.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Yes.
Mayor Schaffner.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt the consent agenda. At this time, we have the Township Committee acting as the ABC issuing authority. We have Resolution 16-229, resolution authorizing renewal of inactive liquor license 133133018-006. Mr. Bowler.
So moved.
Second. Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Committeewoman Murray. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Yes.
Mayor Sharkey.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolution 16-229. This time we have Township Committee comments.
Mr. Massell.
Hi. I'll be brief, as I know we'll all be speaking on this, but I was at the 9/11 Memorial last week, and just wanted to comment on what our 15th anniversary were. Very incredibly moving ceremony it was, and it never gets easier, but our hearts and prayers go out to all those families and loved ones. So, but thank you.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Sedambrino.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just two comments this evening. I will echo David Michelle's comments with regard to the 9/11 memorial and restate my comment that I made in years past. It is incredibly difficult to walk through that and see the faces that are etched into stone. Just beyond words. So it was a great ceremony. Glad to be a part of it. Secondly, on a different note, this upcoming Saturday is Middletown Day, so we certainly hope to see everyone there. That's all I have for this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Committeewoman Murray.
I'm also going to be fairly brief tonight. I think the mayor's probably going to cover a lot of the things that I'd mentioned, but I did want to mention one event, the Unbroken Warriors event that was last Saturday. I serendipitously met one of the people organizing that, and she reached out to our police department, and Lieutenant Tarafanko and our chief had sent several of our police vehicles to join other law enforcement from other municipalities in the county for a touch a truck event for this Unbroken Warriors group, which is encouraging awareness for PTSD for our soldiers returning and not having to worry about the costs involved. So it was a wonderful event, and our department showed up in force, and I believe Dr. Schauber will be talking a little bit more about that too. And the only other thing I did want to mention was Sandy Hook. Fort Hancock has been really taking a lot of leaps forward in terms of leasing out the buildings for redevelopment. So that seems to be moving along at a great pace now. So I just thought I'd mention that, and I'm going to leave it to you now. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few brief things this evening. First of all, what a unfortunately crazy and sometimes sad world we live in, where we have to be constantly reminded about the dangers that we face today as Americans, as reminded by our 15th anniversary, and a wonderful ceremony hosted by our mayor and our township at our Memorial Gardens. So, with that, and since that, obviously some more unfortunate incidents have occurred over the weekend. And again, just a reminder that we must all continue to be vigilant, and my great appreciation goes out to our police department and police all over the country who continue to put their lives at risk, and everybody who continues to put themselves at risk to defend us and our freedoms and our way of life. So, a big thank you to our law enforcement community, and a big reminder to our community to continue to stay vigilant, to continue to see, if you see something, to continue to say something, because clearly it is that instruction that has helped prevent tragedy over the weekend. So I do want to continue to echo that reminder. The only other thing I just wanted to mention is look forward to another great Middletown Day coming up on the 24th, and again, really appreciate everybody, the community participation that we get in that day from all of our sponsors and all the residents that come. It's just a wonderful day. So thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And just for the record, I'm not going to be brief. So, Farmers Market, we had our second Farmers Market this past Saturday, and both days have worked out almost as well as you could expect for inaugural events like that. The event in August, all of the vendors, I spoke to every one of them, they all did extraordinarily well. And because they did so well, that Monday morning, we got a flurry of calls from other vendors who wanted to be included in the next one, which was this past Saturday. And we were blessed with 2 very, very nice days. It was a steady stream of people, and I think this is going to be something that will continue to grow and really become one of those great traditions that we'll be looking back on, these few weekends that kick it off. Very, very successful and very happy with the way everything went. A couple of other things. We've had, as Committeewoman Murray mentioned, we had on Sandy Hook, they had their first rental, which the building is magnificent. You see the pictures inside. And so far, there's another 10 proposals for other buildings. So with any luck, we will have more of those buildings renovated, saved, and in use again, which is really ultimately what you would love to see out there. It's such a great resource, and the more private money that's put into these buildings, the better, and we're going to see these historic buildings take on a new life with different functions. So we're really excited about what's happening out there. A couple of other things. Middletown Pancake House. Everybody knows that landmark. It's celebrating 55 years of existence and 30 years with the present owner. So this weekend, I just rolled the clock back to 1961 prices or something, and in honor of 1961 prices, they're going to invite a 1961 person in me. I'm even older than that. So I'm going to be there about 10 o'clock on Sunday to give them a proclamation and celebrate with them. But a great, great institution. Kisa, the owner, it couldn't be nicer. She does a lot for the community, has a lot of community events. I attended a business association meeting there just about a week or 2 ago. So it is great if you're around and this weekend stop in. It's just one of those things that you really have to experience. Best pancakes in town, I can say that from first-hand knowledge. I had the good fortune to drop a puck for the New Jersey Titans inaugural game this past Saturday, and I didn't realize that they were starting the season now. I got the call earlier in the week, and they're really hoping that Middletown supports the team. It's the highest level in junior hockey, and I know there's a bunch of levels before you get to the NHL, but clearly some of these players are going to go on and play pro hockey, and the arena was about 2/3 full, which I was very happy to see for the first game, and I think if the high school hockey teams get behind it and start to support them, they'll do really well. We know it's going to help some of the businesses. They have an arrangement with one of the hotels and some of the restaurants in town, so everybody will benefit if the team does really well and is successful here. They actually play the team from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, so they will have teams coming from probably the Northeast and maybe Mid-Atlantic region coming in here to play in this wonderful facility. So that's really something to be very happy about. The 9/11 ceremony, as was mentioned before, was just a spectacular event in a very sad way. As I mentioned to one reporter who asked me to sum up the day in one word. The one word that came to mind is infuriating, because every time you walk past those memorials and you see the 37 faces staring at you that were taken by these lunatics, and as we saw over the weekend, they're still out there and seemingly stronger than ever. It's nothing less than infuriating, and now you see 25-year-old grown men and women who were children when they lost their parents. And but it was a very, very touching and moving memorial, and it's good to see that I think there were about 750 people there. So very, very, very touching. Good to see some of the family members that we've gotten close to over the years. It's sort of on a related note, because I know we did the national anthem, and this was sort of preoccupying me. Everybody's seen that knucklehead Colin Kaepernick sitting down and kneeling down, and talk about infuriating. I don't know if you saw it in the Olympics. There was an Army lieutenant, Sam Kendricks, and he was a pole vaulter. And he was starting to run, and he heard the national anthem, and he stopped in mid-stride to say the national anthem. So here you have it. the worst this country has to offer, coupled with the best. So something good to see these people. When we have these sort of events with the national anthem, it takes on an extra bit of reverence when you think of how precious the world we have here is. And to disrespect it in such a way, nobody likes an oppressed millionaire. So just really very sad. And the VFW had a couple of very important events. They had their annual picnic in August. Great event, picture-perfect weather. There was even a World War II vet. Many of you may have seen him outside ShopRite with the Bloody Poppies. Stan, he's 98 years old, still going strong, a little bit frail, but it was good to see him and a lot of the couple of Korean War vets. And a lot of more recent vets, a lot of Iraq war vets and war on terror vets who were coming and joining the VFW. So it's good to see some younger vets stepping up and joining the VFW and the American Legion. And I went to the VFW POW MIA event last Friday, and always a great event. And it's really good to see so many of the vets come out from all over the area. To celebrate and sort of remind us that there's still people who are unaccounted for, or who spent many years as POWs and are now home. So VFW Post 2179 always does a great job. They're very active and they're growing, and it's always good to see, and we want to be as supportive as we can with them. With that, I think, just one more thing I want to say. A young lady published a book. She's a sophomore in high school north. Imagine that. And she had a book signing at Barnes & Noble. You can tell I was very busy this Saturday. I did a million things, but all good things. And I walked in there and saw a beautiful book, nice glossy cover. It's a book. It's a published book. So we're very proud of her. She's a Middletown resident, and we're looking for great things from her in the future. So with that, enough out of me. Thank you.
Okay, public comments?
Okay, before we start the public comments, I just want to remind everybody, please state your name and address for the record, and please keep your comments to 5 minutes, so we'll make sure everybody gets a chance to speak. So is there anybody who would like to speak? Better get my gavel ready. Just kidding, Ross.
Boston Cabernet, 70 Whitman Drive, Red Bank. Pleasure to be here. I can't naturally describe the wonderful thing you did earlier. You allowed Natalie. That was just remarkable. What I'm here
Ross said
about,
she's the one who's remarkable.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's.
quite an inspiration.
I was dumbfounded by the story.
You did a very commendable job
Thanks.
giving the proclamation.
Thank you.
Right, Anthony?
Correct.
Okay. I'm here about Shadow Lake, as you guys know. That's my life. If I have a bad back, I must swim the lake. I was there yesterday, and the temperature's still 74, so I'm okay. Getting a little chilly. But the weeds, they're driving me crazy. I see you have a treatment supposed to be today, but obviously it didn't start. The treatment by the Allied was last year's treatment, now you've changed companies. Now you've gone from a pellet to a liquid, but I'm sure there's a reason, and I'm not going to go into that now. My letter to you, which I'm sure you received, and thank you for your reply, my concern was, is there an advantage to Middletown to let the village and others take water out of the lake? Because as you know, the lower of the water in the lake causes the vegetation to increase, and it's gotten worse as the years have gone on. My dock used to be 12 feet at the end of my dock, now we have 7 feet, 7.5 feet. So it's going to embark in the lake, the west end of the lake is going to wind up like, being the east end of the lake is going to wind up like the west end, it's going to be like a swamp.
Yeah.
And you've been there, and you've seen that, it's useless.
Yeah, and you know what, Austin, that's something that's always sort of perplexed us too. The situation where that's allowable. What is
Yeah.
the
How did that come about?
and how does DEP fit into this with their labyrinth of regulations that somehow this is allowed.
I believe it was an arrangement made when Chalet Village was first developed, that they would use the lake water to do their irrigation. I don't think they use it for anything else, but they use it for irrigation.
So how can it be stopped, if it's becoming a problem?
I don't know what the legal mechanism would be, because I doubt there was a formal, the procedures were probably so different in 1970.
Yeah.
You know, when it first developed.
Would this be added or?
Well, the question would be whether it be retroactive.
Anyone on the lake, because when I moved into my house 10 years ago, I found pipes on the hill where people used to suck the water out of the lake to water their garden, frivolously just use the water. Now, that was a wonderful idea maybe 10, 15 years ago, but now it's become precious.
It may very well be that the DEP has some jurisdiction over that.
Yeah.
We can certainly reach out to them and ask if they do. I think there are other property owners besides Shelby Village that also
Right.
take water.
So maybe you should reach out to the DEP.
And I think the argument that's made is a pretty valid one, because if you think about it, they're taking nutrient-rich lake water, using it to water lawns, which then leaches into the soil right back into the lake.
Right.
And then it compounds the bloom of algae and the growth of algae in the lakes.
It encourages
Absolutely.
irrigation.
Makes total sense, and it worsens the problem. Now, it's not enough of the water of the lake to noticeably impact water levels, but it does probably exacerbate the quality and growth of algae effect, very much so.
And with the summer we've had, there's not the recharge that you would have in a normal summer, so between drying it out and not having it being replaced.
That's compounds the problem.
Yeah.
We have a lot less water than we have. Today's drain is just a pittance.
Yeah, that was,
We can make it acquire,
yeah.
what their position would be on it.
It's interesting, DEP is a double-edged sword, they can be very tough.
I know.
Sometimes that's good, in a case like this, where, if you need them to come down with a
I know,
hammer.
I commend you guys for trying to get this dredged. I mean, it was, and the 10 million, I mean, just.
Yeah, that's,
Is the hydro rating completely discontinued? I mean, we started with 1 year and then.
For now, there's probably going to be a discussion in early part of next year to,
Yeah, you're gonna rebuild the bridge, so then, because normally there's like, at least 30, 40 people fishing and enjoying the lake, but this year, because of the bridge was out, and yet you find people want the lake so much, they want to go to other people's property and putting boats on the lake, and they all appreciate the lake, and I just don't want it to die.
right, and Austin, we're just about out of time, so if you want to stay for a little while, we can talk further. But I just want to remind you, and I just mentioned it to you now, that those islands that control the algae will be delivered, in the next few weeks.
I looked into that too, a Delaware company, did another one, and they said, more the better
Yeah,
on the islands. I don't know what we can afford. I mean,
well, the thing about it, we're purchasing these first ones, but from what it seems to us is that they're relatively easy to make. Once you get, a handle on, get an example, we think we'll be able to actually create our own without buying it from companies. And then we'll be able to do a lot more. There's other bodies of water in town that can use them. The Arsenal Pond has major problems. And if we can, learn from the one example we're trying to do now, we can probably create our own over the next couple of years.
right.
that'd be great, it'd save us a lot of money.
Yeah.
And maybe it better.
At least the first two are on their way, so let's hope it works, the way it's drawn up.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank you. Keep up the good.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who would care to speak? Yes, sir. This empty courtroom means Monday Night Football must be starting.
Good evening, my name is Don Watson, living at 1 Collinson Drive. What were you just talking about, purchasing two of?
Islands for algae control in Shadow Lake.
Floating wetlands, basically.
Like, couldn't be a vertical. season park?
We don't know exactly when it's going to start. The plan would be to go out to bid after the first of the year, hopefully in the spring or early summer.
Boston saying that better access to Stevens Park, probably get more voters down.
One way in, one way out, that's it. So,
Yeah. We've been through Shady Oaks, is that correct?
no, that's really just for Mr. Stevenson and emergencies and his mail and things like that. That's a temporary access.
Okay. Also, is there any update on the municipal center that we're putting together?
Well, the update is that the architectural plans are, the concept plans are almost complete, around modifications, and then probably a couple of months we'll be looking to go towards the full architectural drawings.
Okay, so let's on that, I guess. A while ago, back in the spring or something.
Yeah, we've gone through a number of iterations of
So the architect was mentioned last week to the departments again.
Yes.
She's still.
And those revisions, we just received those revisions, actually on Friday, I think it was. And so we're going through them once again.
Also, I was wondering about some of the crosswalks around the schools. And I noticed, especially at the intersection of, it's all county roads, Cherry Tree and Tyndall, that intersection by the White Church. You can probably see the crosswalks there. And I know some other people had some trouble crossing the new crosswalk over by Fort Long School today because the rain was so heavy that you couldn't even see the crosswalks. There's some way we can get crosswalks painted so they're legible. People can see them.
I've actually been in touch with a few of those residents today myself, so we were gonna see if we could come up with something in the meantime. But Tony, maybe you want to talk about the transportation trust?
Yeah, I mean, Cherry Tree and Tyndall are county projects. We can talk to the county about getting those.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah. The other two projects, Fort Monmouth School project and actually another project near Fairview School are, have been on hold. Those are scheduled to be done by the end of August. But those two projects have funds that are called Transportation Trust, the way I'm sure you're reading about in the paper. Transportation Trust Fund projects have all been put up and frozen by the governor's office. And the problem is if you go ahead and do the projects, keep working, you won't get your money. No, you won't get reimbursed. So
what about the money that we bonded for 2 years ago to do?
yes, but that includes the $250,000 typically that you get.
You can't use any of that money to buy paint. How about using some of the paint that we're painting?
No, two different things. So we may be able to go out and temporarily repaint the crosswalks, but it's only going to be an interim thing until the roads are going to get paved. So that's something we're looking at. In fact, we're looking at tomorrow. As a temporary measure. But the reason that those really should have been 100% done by now, but the projects have been on hold because of that problem with funding. So, but we'll try to get the crosswalks done temporarily, so at least they're more visible.
I think you would have thought about that, the anticipation. But it's kind of like that, man. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else here to speak? Okay. I think it's safe to say, see no further members of the public come forward, move to close the public portion and move for adjournment.
Committeeman Patel.
Yes.
Committeewoman Murray.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Yes.
Mayor Sharpenberg.
Yes.